Hi, Shelyna.
Hey, so sorry. I walked away for like 2 seconds. Give
No,
me
you're all good. You're all good. Take your time.
okay. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, Sarah. Welcome in. There
Sorry,
we
I'm just eating a quick lunch really
Oh,
quick.
you're fine. Look, I put this thing on the blender and then I didn't have enough water, so now it's super thick and I'm like, it is what it is right now.
You're like, give me a spoon. I'm about to dive in
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly. I do not mind a spoon right now.
Absolutely not. I
Uh,
You should have gotten an email from me about like an hour ago, that had just letting everybody know that the room was going to be scheduled for today, including all the links where they can join. So,
yes, that's the Zoom link I clicked on. So yes,
okay, perfect, perfect, perfect.
we are cooking with gas.
We are. I'm loving it.
Just make sure I didn't miss anything here.
How have you been?
It's been busy. I had a family
Oh,
emergency
I'm so sorry.
a week and a half ago, ended up in Virginia for about a week and then made my way back. And I'm still kind of on that East Coast time. And I was sending out emails and calendar links, and they're like, okay, great. And then I get back and I'm like, but that's not the time I said it was East Coast time. So yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness. No, I am definitely right there with you. I'm actually in Texas right now. Uh,
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm in Dallas right now. And so,
Nice.
yeah. My boyfriend lives here in Dallas, and so I'm just here visiting
Mhm.
him. And so, I am right there with you. I scheduled a call
Nice.
back when I was in California, and then we
Mhm.
got mixed up on which time zone it was going to be in, and then I was all turned around, and
Yes.
I am I definitely get it. So,
Yeah, I'm ready for the weekend. And it's so crazy because I'm waking up on their time back home, well,
yeah.
back in Virginia. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is it 5 a.m.? Oh, because you were waking up at 6 over there. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood. Understood. All right. I just got one other thing to grab. All right. I'm ready to rock and roll.
All right. I'm gonna give it just 1 or 2 more minutes.
Yes, absolutely.
Agents can be late sometimes.
Oh,
So
I know. Uh, I
I
know.
just want to make sure that we have a few more bodies in the room before
I'm with you.
we go ahead and get started.
Mm-hmm. And if they're anything like me, they're still trying to catch up with their day. Had to get in a car and rush over here because after the family emergency, everything got pushed back. And so now it's like, thank you, sir. Yeah.
I feel that, but I hope everything is all right now and that
It's
your family's doing
getting better. It's
okay, good.
I'm
I'm
just
glad to
thinking,
hear that.
yes, I'm glad you're in Dallas. Eat all the food. All
I
the
am, trust me. I am not stepping on a scale at all this week because
enjoy
Lord knows I
your
shouldn't do
time.
that.
Don't enjoy your time. Sightsee. Have you been to the Perot Museum yet?
No, I haven't. Is it fun?
It is fun. I went a couple of times. It's definitely fun. It's worth the visit. It's worth it.
I see. I see. Where is that located?
It's in Dallas, right off of Highway 30. No, that's not 35. Is that 35? It's in Dallas. I know it's close to downtown Dallas, not too far. But it's in Dallas.
Okay,
Right off the
perfect.
highway too. So you can't miss it. Yeah. You'll enjoy it.
Perfect. So why don't we go ahead and get started? And I know
Yeah.
agents will be trickling in as well as we start the session, but I wanted to make
As
sure
I'm
that
mixing up my
we're
little concoction.
trying to get it to thin down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, this thing like a milkshake. What did I do? Yes. Awesome.
I get it. I get it. So let me go ahead and change my speaker view. It should be speaker view. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. At least it is for us in Central Standard Time. I want to welcome everyone to this mastermind on repeat and referral business. We have the ever lovely Shelyna Tinglin in here with us. She is a fantastic real estate coach. She's been in the business for quite some time, and she has just an incredible amount of expertise and wisdom when it comes to all things real estate. And so it is always a pleasure to have her with us in rooms. And so I'm very glad to have her back. And so, with that being said, I will let her take over from here and just kind of explain what we're going to be talking about today.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that beautiful introduction. I absolutely appreciate being here. So I am excited. I am Shelyna, and I'm going to be talking about repeat and referral business. So before I even start the presentation, I just want to hear from you all. How many of you are currently closing repeat and referral business? Anyone in here currently doing? And just so you guys know, feel comfortable to unmute, feel comfortable to write in the chat. I want you to talk back to me. This can't be a quiet room. We can't do that. I want to know that y'all are here. So if anybody is bold enough to share who has done repeat business, meaning you've worked with the same client multiple times, multiple opportunities. Anyone? No? Okay, well, that's what we fixing to talk
I
about.
have.
Yes. Hey, Jeanette. Did I say it right?
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Welcome in. Okay, so tell us, what are some of the things that you do to keep past clients engaged?
I'll reach out like right now. It's funny. I feel like I went and bought up Hobby Lobby's colorful cards. They were on sale. And I bought all they had left.
Good for you. Good.
And I
Good.
will be
I
sending
love
them out.
I love it. And that's what it's about. It's about staying connected and staying engaged. I love that. Thank you, Jeanette. So, who am I? I am just passionate about real estate. I love working with agents, and I have a crazy chihuahua who is being very disrespectful right now. He doesn't like me, so it's okay. And one of the things that I am a licensed real estate broker here in the state of Texas. I was previously licensed in New York, which was home for me. I am a self-published author. And one of the things that I tell people, we can have success in real estate. It's literally up to us. We have to take the action steps to get to where we want to be. And so in doing that, I have decided, that's the book, I have decided I want to focus in on what I love, and that is working with people that I already know, I already like, and who already trust me. And so sometimes I know we could be sitting and saying, you know what, I don't know what's happening in this real estate market. Are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? The world is on fire. And what happens as soon as you hit Starbucks? What does somebody say? How's the market? And you just want to have a mental meltdown. Like you just want to fall off the rails because you might not have had a transaction in like the past 3-6 months. And you're saying to yourself, how dare they ask me this question at this opportunity? What do? We put a smile on and we say, oh, it's great. But is it? One way to predict what a buyer or seller may do is if you know them, because you know their situation. If I know a friend just got into a lease 11 months ago and it was a 12-month lease, I know that lease is coming due. So before that lease becomes due, I might go in and have a conversation with them. And more importantly, it's about the relationships. If you sold a friend a house, you put them in there. You still have the ability to see what their equity is doing. We have something called seller equity reports. Oh, I think that sounds like a great class, but I got to see how they interact in this one. And then we'll see if we'll teach that one. But seller equity reports, all of my friends get it, whether or not I put them in their house. Why? Because we check up on our health, we check up on our credit, we check up on people just by calls and other things. Why not check on one of your largest investments, which is your home, if you have one? We want to make sure that we're helping people understand the power of what they have. So don't let this image fool you and say, oh my gosh, it's all on fire. I can't do this anymore. Don't fall for it. You guys have a way to get out of it, and it is by who you know. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about you a little bit. I want to know who's in the room. Now, if you're able to come on camera, phenomenal. If you're in a position where you're like, I just can't because, my hair ain't did and I just look a hot mess, I understand. I just rushed into the house not too long ago from seeing a referral client. We'll talk about that. Caveat, if you are on camera, no middle fingers, don't do it. But you can put it in the chat. Give me a 1 of you prefer tea or a 2 of you prefer coffee. Look, Jeanette's like, oh, middle fingers. Let me go. Camera on. 1 for tea, 2 for coffee. What do you say? I am a tea drinker. How do y'all drink coffee? I don't know. I don't know. Is it Daniela? Daniela, you prefer tea or you prefer coffee? Let's see what was in the chat. It's a struggle. Okay, I understand. I like the smell of coffee. Jeanette, what you drinking?
I want both. I just had both today.
See, y'all gonna be running in circles with all that caffeine. Look, Daniela said, tea me, please. Yes, ma'am. I am with you. Give me all the tea. All right. Well, tell me this one. Oh, this was a sore subject for me. Apple or Android? I'm still on Apple. But that little funky $10 y'all trying to give me, you can keep it for the outage that I just experienced. Anybody else? Anybody? Yeah, I gotta have my Apple products. If you give me a laptop that's not a Mac, I'm like, what is that? Does it clean something? I don't know what to do with it. So yeah, you want to consider these. Look, here, my fridge is the only thing that's not a Mac, and I'm talking to that. So the last one is, do you prefer a gas or an electric car? Now, y'all on the West Coast, do you have a requirement where you have to have an electric car? It's 2020, what is it, 2026 or 2030?
Something like that, but I'm also, I know that all of the new constructions that are happening now in California, they do have some requirement to have an EV plug-in in the car, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Wow.
Anyone in California, please correct me, but that was something that I had heard too, because the house that my parents had bought back in 2020, it was a new construction and it does have an EV. I remember them saying something about
Interesting.
that. So any California realtors in the call, please feel free to correct me should I be
That
wrong.
is
But I'm pretty sure it
interesting.
is.
And you know what? That I'm so glad you said that, because when we think about repeat and referral business, I get referral clients from California who come to Texas and vice versa. I don't know your building codes for your new construction. So what's the best thing for me to do is partner with a California agent and say, hey, let's talk about this, because you have people moving here and I can be a benefit to you. And I have people moving there. And so Jeanette says, I think you need both. I agree. My car, I got disappointed because we were going to get an electric car. And then I saw how long it took to charge. I'm like, you want me to wait a whole hour to charge? No, I want to be in and out in 30 seconds. So, but keep that in mind, because let's say you want to send your database an email. Well, if I'm in California, you better believe I'm sending them information about the requirements. If you're looking to buy a home, stay tuned. So let's talk about the mindset and the habits that it takes to have a referral business. There are so many people who are considering of quitting on their database. Why do you think people do not call their database? That when I say database, that's sphere of influence, that's people you know, people you have a conversation with. Like, let's say me and Ella, we know each other from a previous job, maybe we went to school together. What would be the fear that you have had in mind for not reaching out? Oh, y'all all reaching out. That's what you're telling me. Sarah's like, I reach out. Yes. And I can tell you some of the fears that people have is they're going to think I'm trying to sell them something. They're going to think that I want something from them. Well, the main thing is, if you feel like you come across that way, you probably do. The main objective is to not be salesy. It's to care about the person. So when I think about contacting someone in my database, someone in my database, let's clarify that. When I say sphere of influence or referral business, that's people that you know. The new people that you don't know, that you just meet, or maybe we took too long to reach out. I appreciate that, Jeanette, because yeah, that makes sense. So here's what I say. Hey, I'm so sorry I missed your birthday, but now that I know the exact date, you can rest assured I will be in there ahead of time next year. It's okay to come back and apologize. So when I'm meeting someone new and they become a client, how do I keep them coming back? It is by reminding them, hey, it wasn't just a transaction. We have a business relationship. And so to your point, the mindset that we have to have when we think about referral business is a Bath and Body Works. Before Bed Bath and Beyond, and truth be told, Bed Bath and Beyond is still emailing me. Nordstrom's, Target, Old Navy. That's the mindset you need to have. You know why? Because they could care less how many times they email you. They can care less how you feel. But I guarantee you, when that candle sale pop off, you and Bed Bath and Beyond are best friends. Bath and Body Works. Now, Bed Bath and Beyond, I thought they went out of business. They did not. They are still selling online, and guess who gets their emails at least twice a week? I bought 2 Ring doorbell cameras as gifts for clients for $29, and they were shipped to my house. Now, how about that? I drive past a client's house and I see a regular doorbell, and I said, hey, I was thinking of you, and I noticed that you didn't have this doorbell, and I just wanted to drop some. That cost me $29. That cost me nothing. So think about, how can I be of a benefit to other people so they remember me? So let's talk about it. Some of the roadblocks, they don't know how to ask for the business. Maybe you feel too aggressive, or they won't work with me. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there on that one. Why won't somebody work with you? When someone says, who's the best realtor? You better be saying yourself. You better not be saying the friend down the street, or, oh, let me think about it. No, look in the mirror. It's you. Then I hear people say, no one I know is ready to buy or sell. It's not about them. It's about who they know. I might know Ella, and I might say, oh, Ella, you know what? Ella might own a house, right? And I'm hosting a house. I'm hosting an open house at this property. Well, I know it's great for first-time home buyers because of the pricing and the size, and it's perfect, right? Ella, you know what? If you know anybody that this might be a good house for, send this over to them. See, I didn't say anything to Ella. It could be a good investment property for Ella. Ella might respond and say, hey, you know what? I've been thinking about investing in real estate. Let me see that property. Don't always think about them, because how many of us have shared with our friends, hey, did you know that, by the way, they had a sale? Most people tell you they had a sale after the fact. Once they get theirs, then they tell you there's a sale going on. They don't tell you up front. Then they used another agent, so I cut them off. Ooh, let me sip my tea. This is not tea. It's a protein drink, but we get in our feelings. Oh, they bought another house with somebody else. I hope it gets TP. Don't talk to me when you need something. Just me when I first started. Let's be honest. We get in our feelings and we get offended. I'm going to tell you a quick story about someone who did that to me. And the old me was like, block, delete, don't call me. I hope the deal falls through. Here's how she did me. She called me one day and I helped her buy her first house. She was a first-time home buyer. She didn't think she could qualify for a home. And instead of telling her, get back to me when you can, which is what a lot of people do, I considered her someone that I could be in business with. So I treated her like she was a person, not like a transaction. And I educated her on the power of home ownership here in Texas, which is Texas had 6 programs that were for first-time home buyers where you can get a grant to purchase a home. One of those grants was up to 6%. I introduced her to the lender, had a conversation. She purchases the home, 0 money for closing costs. The only thing she paid was her, inspection, and then she paid her appraisal out of pocket. She paid option and earnest money, but those were credited to her. So essentially she walked away winning because she did not bring anything to closing. She sold the house with me, reached back out to me because I stayed in contact. I threw her a housewarming party. I threw parties. We celebrate buying a house. I threw a housewarming party. I invited all of her friends because I wanted their business. And if I just did a deal with you and you had a great opportunity, you're going to refer me. So now a couple of years go by and she sells the house and she makes $18,000. Now, mind you, I just told you she put 0 in. So $18,000 was her net. She rented. Maybe about 11 months later, I get a call, and here's how she said it. She said, my dad went and put a contract in on a house, and I don't know how he put my name on it, but girl, you know how your name got on that house. You signed your name on that house. Something was going wrong with the lending because she tried to use the builder's lender, and the deal was not working. And what I said to her, well, you know, I can't interfere because you've already signed the deal, but I can tell you if I would have known, here's what I would have done differently. First, I would have vetted the lender and asked for everything in writing. And she's in shock. She's like, oh, we're supposed to do that? No problem. She apologizes that she didn't call me. Turns out I looked it up. It was her. Well, fast forward 8 months later. That was the first referral she gave me. This had to be about 4 or 5 years ago. Since then, I have closed about 8 deals closed from her. That's not the referrals. There were more referrals that didn't close, but 8 of them. Now, one that she referred me, they have referred me 6 deals that have closed since 2022, 2021. 6 of their deals have closed. Fast forward. That person referred me to their relative in guess where? California, who has a house to sell. Now, I got that referral. Then they referred me to someone else. So it's a trickle down effect where because of one person that I didn't dismiss, I closed about 13 deals over the course of 3 years from one person. That's a big deal because you don't treat somebody like a transaction. So she used the builder. She didn't have representation. She got caught in a situation, but I didn't dismiss her. I helped her to what I could. And as a result of that, she kept telling people, you need to work with her. One of them I'm working with right now because they want to buy, guess what? An investment property. So the other thing, it says, I don't want them, though there's a typo that's bugging me. I don't want them to blame me for something going wrong. Guess what? This thing called life, something's going to go wrong. And if anybody told you that everything was going to be sunshines, rainbows, and lollipops, go find them and tell them they're a liar. They lied to you. Because we have opportunities where things are going to go wrong. Things are going to go different. And the reason that happens is because that's just how the world works. The lender messes up. That's not your fault. You're not the lender. The inspector comes and they do something crazy. Again, not your fault. Everything does not have to be your fault. And if you don't feel confident in a particular area, get the resources and the people. I'm a firm believer in connect with the people to help you get what you need. I'm not from here. Oh, that is a bad reason to say you can't connect with people for a referral. I'm not from Texas. I'm from New York. I am from Brooklyn, where the rats look at you like, what we eating tonight? I got out here and the coyotes look like big dogs. And I'm like, y'all, what's that? I'll run from a coyote before I will a little rat. And the rats sometimes are almost as big as the coyotes. If you've ever been to Brooklyn, you understand. But that was the perfect opportunity for me to connect with people. So I don't want to mispronounce your name, but it looks like it's spelled Curlin. If I said that right, thank you. If I didn't say it right, my apologies. Curlin, let's say I'm not from California. I go to visit, which I've done only twice. It's too hot. Don't want to be there. I think y'all are baking. Y'all are too close to the sun. And I say to you, what are the best places to eat? You're going to start rattling off all the best places that you like to go to eat because that's what you know. But it started with me asking for you to give me something. What if y'all flip the script? What if you started going onto your social media or you started talking to the people you know and you started saying, hey, here's the best places to eat in X, Y, and Z. Y'all seen Keith Lee. Don't act like you ain't seen what he did to Texas. He done messed up my Hutchins barbecue. The line is around the corner now. Not like it already wasn't. But y'all will go and check his page. Oh, let me see. What am I going to eat in Atlanta? You be the source and share that. Because when you are, people will reach out to you and say, hey, I saw that you did this and I'm curious about that. So when I moved to Texas, I didn't have any resources. Nobody told me whether, all they said was we got good barbecue and good steak. Well, y'all got the cows back there so you can see what they doing and then convert. Never mind. That's just all they talk about, which is why I became plant-based because the cows be looking like they ready to fight. I'm sorry. Everyone I know is too young, too old. They won't buy or sell. My youngest client was 19. She turned 20 after we closed. Don't count somebody out because of their age. Not to mention, once again, who do they know? It's a game. Get to know you. Play that game. Remember when we were kids and we would go to school and the teachers would say, make friends. When did we stop that? You can still make friends as an adult. Don't close yourself off to the opportunity of a business referral. And then they are, and let me, they spelled realtor wrong. This gonna make me edit. I'm sorry, y'all. Then with our seniors, there is a designation. It is a national designation called Senior Real Estate Specialist. If y'all don't take advantage of these opportunities, our seniors need our help because people are preying on them. And I ain't talking about the praying. I'm talking about they're going after them to try to take their resources, AKA their houses. We had one where the woman's grandson brought her into a title company, not realizing that the title rep was also an attorney and said, I need this notarized because we need to add something to the deed. The attorney takes it, looks at it and says, ma'am, do you understand what this document is? She said, yeah, I'm doing something for my grandson. She says, no, you are giving this property to him. Did you know that? No, that's not what we talked about. Grandson gets upset, mind your business. No, sir, you are committing fraud. So we need to step up because we're going to all get to a point, unless you found the fountain of youth, let me know where it is so I can come meet you. We're going to get to that age where we're going to want someone to protect us. And then they already know a realtor. Do you know how many people I work with who already know a realtor? Some of them ask me, please don't post this because I don't want anybody to ask me questions. Then I'll have other people say to me, well, you know, my friend's a realtor. They called me and wanted to know why I didn't use them. Y'all know that meme that does this. That's because you offered a service that they couldn't, and that's okay. But don't be afraid to go after it. Now, what if you switch your conversations to this? The people I know are excited to talk to me. I am the solution to the problems because money gets exchanged when problems are solved. You solve the problem of helping them get into a home or selling a home. Whether there was a divorce, there was unfortunately a death, there was a birth, a graduation, you solved a problem. I bring valuable content. Don't just send them real estate stuff. No, dude, this is what we did on Valentine's Day. We called up a couple of our favorite local restaurants and we said to them, hey, we want to make 2 reservations. They knew us. They booked the reservations and they held it. You know what we did with that? We put it out there to our clients. Hey, we know some of y'all may have waited to the last minute to book your reservations. We got you covered. Pick from one of these restaurants. Your reservation is already held. That had nothing to do with real estate. But who offered the resource? The realtor. The people I know already know people that want to buy or sell with me. Set yourself up for success. They made an emotional choice for their first agent. I'm going to show them why they need to make the right choice to hire and refer me. Yes, affirm yourself. I am the problem solver, not avoider. And I will not be afraid of saying, I don't know. Y'all, don't get comfortable with trying to be perfect. There is no perfection. We all have something that we get to work on. In Texas, they change the contracts every 2 years. So every 2 years, you're going to learn something. So keep that in mind that you don't have to have all the answers, but just be the source of the source. And I love collecting referral checks. And do anybody else like referral checks? If you don't, just send them to me and I'll take care of it. All right, now let's talk about what you think leads to how you feel. How you feel leads to what you do. And what you do leads to habits you create. If you feel like when you cold call, people are going to reject you, that feeling is going to lead to you not making calls. You not making calls is going to lead to you not making any money because you won't have any business. If you feel that the people that you call are going to feel like you're coming across salesy, well, you're speaking for them. And you've just put your ego ahead of their needs. You put what you thought about you ahead of the fact that somebody might be dealing with a terrible situation. They don't know how to get out of it. I just found out yesterday there is somebody with a $2.9 million home that's getting ready to go into foreclosure. The mortgage company has reached out to them several times, multiple times. They've even started soliciting them to please modify the mortgage. The bank don't want the house. They don't want it. They want to help. Seller won't respond. But you might even know this person and they show up in they nice fancy cars with their heels, but you never call and say, hey, what's going on with life today? Well, I just helped so-and-so around the corner. Having conversations are critical, but you have to change the way you think. Because if you think you can, you will. And when you do, you will see the success. And what habits are you creating in order to build a referral business? Those habits could be, I'm here in Texas. I told y'all at the top of the call that I have clients who come from Texas and go to California and vice versa. How many of you are connecting with agents that you know in other states on a weekly or monthly basis to give them the market update where you're at? I'm from New York. I got realtor friends in New York. One of them every month, Vinny. And no, he doesn't make people disappear. But then again, I don't know, sometimes Vinny sends me a market update every month on what is happening in New York City in the real estate realm. Are you adding real estate partners to your communication? What's happening in California right now? What is happening in terms of the market? We had a great explanation about the EV plugs for cars. We're not doing that here in Texas. Texas, you know what's big in Houston? Oil. They don't want to hear nothing about you putting no plugs inside that. Don't you do it. You might get an oil rancher come looking for you. But you have knowledge that I don't. And my client that's moving here right now from California who needed to sell their house, guess what? They didn't call the realtor that helped them buy the house. What do you think about that? I get on the call, I live here in Texas, and they're like, yeah, well, we need to sell this house. The first thing I said was, okay, are you working with your realtor? Well, we don't have one. Do you know anybody? I'm in Texas. Yes, I know people, but I'm in Texas. So what did I do? I referred them right to the agent that referred me business. Are you referring business and staying in contact? It is important. So we have two agents. We got the one agent, oh, she cute. She got the teal clipboard and she never talks to her database about real estate. And she only posts just listed photos. Those annoy me. Annoy me to no end. Why? Because people don't know the story about how you help somebody. Share the story. My friend just bought a house And, you know, when I first met Sarah, she was unsure about what she wanted to do. But then after conversation, she decided selling was the best option for her. That's how we got to this table. Never gave value. She never told people about the EV plugs in California. And therefore, her friends list with someone else. She gets angry and she blames her friends. It's easy to blame somebody else. And then we have the agent on the other end who creates a daily routine to involve her database. You want to call it sphere of influence database, creates value in everything she does. She checks on them and occasionally takes them out for coffee or lunch. Now, I stopped doing lunch because some folk like to eat too much and we got a budget. Her phone rings weekly with at least 6 leads, of which 3 she knows can close. Just raise your hand or put it in the chat if you're the closer. Because the closer reaches out just to check on you, see how you're doing. And in return, people say, hey, you know what? I was just thinking of selling my house. If you heard me earlier, I said I rushed into the house. Why? Because I just left the client's house I didn't even need to go to. I helped them purchase their home in 2019. They wanted to sell it in 2021. Didn't work out. They got cold feet, young couple. They're not even, I don't even know if they're past 25 yet. Young couple. It didn't work out. So what ended up happening was they took the house off the market. And guess what? We didn't even make it to the market. We had photos. Guess who paid me back for my time and my photos? They paid me. They sent me the money that I spent on the photos and the money to cover my expenses for traveling back and forth to their house. That was in 2021. We are in 2024. Guess who got a call that says, hey, can you meet with us because we want to talk to a builder, but we want you to represent us. We want to sell this house. We're serious this time. We want to buy land and we want to do it with a private builder. Can you meet with us? Sure can. Met with them at Starbucks, talked to the builder, asked my questions. They said, we're ready to list our house. I have a family emergency. I'm not even in Texas. Send us what we need. We'll sign and we're ready to go. Cool, no problem. I didn't need to go to the house today. I went to the house today because I hadn't seen them in a while and they made a couple of changes because I was ready to use the photos that they already paid for. They paid me $500 inconvenience fee. They didn't have to. They could have said, we're not paying you a dime, but that money covered what I paid for photos and my time for going up there. Now we're ready to list with those photos. And I told them, you know what? I don't fight people. It's part of my agreement. I'm not going to fight you over it. It's not necessary. You decided to take the house off the market. We're still friends. And that's exactly what we remain, friends. So I didn't have to go up there. They signed the listing agreement. Photos are done. They're ready for the sign and lockbox, which I don't even take out there, but I still went because there's power in the connection. So stay in connection. Now let's talk about how. Some of you are saying, I want to do this, but I don't know how. If that's you, you want to do it, you're not really sure how, just put a how in the chat so I know that y'all didn't put your Zoom on and fall asleep. Hey, Randy, what's going on? Randy, are you awake? You here with us? Randy's like, I just got here. I don't know why you yelling at me. I'm still trying to drive. My bad, Randy. So nobody wants to know how. Okay, thank you, Jeanette. I'll give it to you. They could listen. They could listen. All right, let's start with the easy stuff. Systems and planning tools. It's so easy to get sidetracked. A system, y'all, is a checklist. I wrote about this in the book. People think that a system has to be this huge ordeal. You got to hire multiple people. I've been doing this too long to keep hiring people. A system is a checklist. When this happens, then this happens. And then when that happens, then that happens. You might not be handling all the pieces in between. So here's how it's going to look. We got to have a plan. The first thing you need to know is, what do I want to get from my database and what can I give to them? Before we do that, I just got a simple experiment for you. If you say that your vision is to gross, my vision is grossing $400,000 in gross commission income and 12 months from repeat and referral business. Do you think this is possible? If you say yes, great, we can keep going. Because I have plenty of people who have made more than $400,000 simply off of their database. Simply off of their database. And in order for you to do this, you need to maintain an average sales price of $400,000. That's for Texas. If you have 400,000, look, I've been to California and I've seen houses hanging off the cliff for $700,000-800,000. And I asked the Uber driver, I said, what happened there? He said, oh no, they good. Think about the state that you are in, that you live in and you do real estate in. What is your average commission? That means you need to close on 33 homes in 12 months or 8 a quarter or 3 a month. Break it down to its simplest forms. People want to go by these big numbers that are intimidating. 3 houses a month doesn't seem intimidating when I break it down. Now, when I look at those 3 houses, that's just from your database. If you do other things, that's just icing on the cake. And I taught a business planning class yesterday. And out of the 4 pillars or 4 things that they were going to do to get business, the first one was, who do you know? Because that's repeat business. The second thing was, what do you love to do? Jeanette, what's something that you love to do? Like if you could just do this and get legally and get money off it. I have to say that because I had one class, they was like, well, I would do, oh my heavens, no, we're not doing that. No, sorry, sir. What is something that you would do if I said, we're going to pay you to do this for however long you want to do it? And you didn't have to do anything special, not lift a finger. What would you do? She's like, go on vacation. Teach children. Oh, I'm a former teacher. That is awesome. I love it. Do you know you can still have a real estate business going back and doing that with children? At least once a week, I am in a school. And in that school, I am speaking. I'm doing career fairs inside of the schools because they need speakers to come in. I go and I'm wearing my realtor t-shirt. I go sometimes if I'm really dressed up, I have the kids guess what I do. By the time I'm done, I'm not only impacted the children, but now I got the teachers on the sideline like, you got a business card? I'm like, ma'am, you know you late for that prep period. I'm a former teacher. I know how it goes. But you have the opportunity to teach them, but on your time. Meaning you don't have to write a curriculum. You don't have to respond to a supervisor. Because let me tell you something, as a teacher, it was rough in them streets. It was horrid. I mean, we couldn't go to the bathroom without somebody sitting in our classroom and watching our kids. So drinking water, when people say drink more water, I'm like, how? Sway, I can't, because I can't leave my kids. You get to be in total control. And I speak to all the grade levels. I choose to speak to 4th grade through 12th grade. You get to pick. You get to host. What if you went to the school and you hosted free education classes? And I'm not just talking about home buyer classes, wealth building classes. We have something that we do called Wine, Women, and Wealth. It is trademarked, but we do it online. And we took it because men started getting offended saying, why can't we be in there? So it's now called Wine and Wealth, period. That's it. It's just Wine and Wealth. We're not gatekeeping. We don't care who comes. It is wine and wealth and apple juice on the side for my non-drinkers. So we talk about how to build wealth in real estate. You don't own a home, you rent. Guess what? We can help you with that. You got the credit. Your friend who owns the home has the equity. We're going to partner y'all up and show you how to invest in real estate. You're going to be partners in this. And then we teach people how to sell their home. Because guess what? We got first-time home sellers. They were first time to buy and now they're first time to sell. But guess what you get? You get to double end it. You get the sell side, then you get the buy side. And then if you get a buyer that comes to your listing, you get that buyer. And if the price is high enough and that buyer happens to be a seller, guess what you get? You get that. And then if that seller needs a buyer and you happen to get a buyer, you just got 5 deals just by saying good morning or going to speak at a school. So think of the opportunity that you have by just doing what you love to do. And that is teaching children. You can teach children how to invest in real estate. I had kids asking me, how do we become an entrepreneur? I said, just go start it. Go get your LLC, trademark, go start it. Well, he told me he want to sell tacos. I said, well, do it. You ever heard of Velvet Taco? That's all they sell, and Velvet Cake. Don't limit yourself and use that opportunity. So we say, who will be your strategic partners? The reason why I say strategic partners is because sometimes money might get involved. I don't like spending money, but my business partners have a budget. I had one business partner who told me I have to spend $1,000. Can you please host some type of class? Sir, say no more. What do you need? And we ended up hosting 2 classes. We hosted one for real estate agents and we hosted one for people who wanted to invest in real estate. That was it. Title, lender, general contractors, financial planners. We partner with my financial planner in order to do the wealth building series. Insurance, teachers, local leaders. There we go with teachers. Why? Because teachers know everybody. And local small businesses. The next thing we look at is the launch. And usually it happens in January, but guess what? You can restart over whenever. I was dual career when I first started. I was teaching and I was in real estate until I realized you're about to kill yourself. You got to pick one. And I picked real estate. The reason I picked real estate is because number one, I was tired after 15 years and I it's underpaid, but that's another therapy session. But I knew that I could impact those kids in other schools, not just my classroom, which is exactly what I'm doing today. So what I will say is don't get tied to a date. Start whenever you want. I told the class yesterday, your Q1 could start in April. I mean, I cannot believe we're headed into March. I feel like January just punched us all in the face and ran. So we're getting ready to go into March. Here's the plan. Birthdays. Video text to those I have a personal relationship with or I have their phone numbers before their birthdays. So, Jeanette, when is your birthday?
It just passed February 14th.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday. So
Thank you.
February 12th, she's going to get a video text from me that simply says, hey, Jeanette, I know your birthday is not until February 14th, but I wanted to send you a quick message to tell you happy birthday. And I wanted to be the first to send that message. I hope you have a great day. That's it. I'm wearing my realtor shirt and I just sent her a message that said, happy birthday before everybody else. Why? Because 120,000 people are going to comment on her post saying happy birthday. And as they do that, my message is going to get lost. The next thing we say, Facebook friends messengers. These are people that you don't have their phone numbers. You're just going into Facebook under Messenger and you're sending them a message in Facebook Messenger that says happy birthday. Same thing that I just did. Facebook lets you call people and it lets you send video. You just record a quick video text. Hey, I know your birthday is not till Wednesday. I wanted to be the first to wish you a happy birthday. I hope you have a fabulous day. Wear your realtor hat, wear your realtor shirt. You could say, hey, I'm out here in these real estate streets and I just realized that your birthday is on Wednesday and I wanted to be the first to wish you a happy birthday. Mail the birthday card. Mail the card. People love to get something handwritten in the mail. And it's a great excuse for you to call them and say, hey, what's a good, don't ask them what's your address because they're going to think you creepy. What's a good mailing address for you? I have something I want to send to you. Go to Walmart. I heard Hobby Lobby, Michael's. Go buy out the cards. They're usually a thick box for under $5. Handwrite the note. Hey, just wishing you a happy birthday. Don't put no business card in there. Don't do it. It's tacky. Don't do it. I use an online system that automatically brands me on the back. Y'all know how Hallmark brands on the back? That's how it does me. It's got all my information on the back, so I don't have to put a business card in there. And they get a happy birthday card. I'm not giving you no gift. You just getting a card. That's it. Don't think you always got to give them a gift. The next one, retargeted ads. My budget was $25 a week or $100 a month on Facebook ads. And your call to action has to be strong. Who are you going after? My database, because I want repeat and referral business. Did you know, you might have known, you can take all the people you know, upload them into the Facebook Ads Manager, and it will retarget an ad straight to them. So now they already know you, and now they see you on social media. They're going to be like, girl, you all over the place. You must be doing good in real estate. And you like, look, I'm on my last meal. If you don't buy something, I don't know how I'm going to survive. They don't need to know that. And use a chat bot. Highly encourage it. Because if you get on social media and you start waiting for people to message you, you're going to go down a rabbit trail and it's not going to end well. You're going to be sitting there waiting. Let the bot talk for you. And there's several different ones out there you can choose from. Next, video and podcasts. This is a great way to get in front of your database. Stop worrying about how you look and how you sound. That is how you look and how you sound. And hopefully you're not a magician showing up as somebody else when you actually go show the house. People kill me with, I don't like the way I look. Listen, if you're not going to get transformed to show up for the showing and be somebody else, don't try to be somebody else on video. Be you. That's who people want to see. They want to know that they can connect with you. It's not about you. You're the only one who cares about how much you weigh, what your hair looks like, what your makeup looks like. And if somebody has a comment about any of those things, then maybe you don't need to work with them. They want the content. Interview local business partners. We used to have people interview small businesses like restaurants, and then we share that with our database in our weekly email. So if you Google the best Thai food in Dallas, I want my agents to show up doing a video to show you, hey, here's the best Thai food and here's why it's the best. So focus on, give yourself a challenge to update people on the market. Have a mortgage minute and retarget that to your database. Somebody might, in your database, somebody you know who you sold the house to may be thinking about selling. They just don't know if now is a good time. Then we look at Facebook and Instagram. I have something that I call 10-10-10. My social media coach gave me this. 10-10-10 is where you create 10 lists. This is how it works. You go on Facebook, you click on list. Do not let Facebook create the list for you. You create 10 lists. You're going to have an 11th. The 11th list is anybody who's in real estate, lenders, insurance, whatever. But I don't care how many friends you have, you're going to fit them, split them up into 10 lists. Then we have Monday through Friday, week 1, Monday through Friday, week 2. The first week, list 1 through 5, for 10 minutes, you're going to go and you're going to comment on 10 different posts. You're going to click on that list. You're going to find a post, a comment, and it's not a simple post. It's, oh my gosh, I love your hair. Where did you get it done? Make it so that they have to respond. Because when they respond, Facebook says, oh, you want to talk to people. Well, let's show more people that you're here. Some of y'all might have 5,000 friends and only see 6 of them all the time. It's an algorithm. The next 10 is comment on 10 stories. Again, you want them to respond because it increases engagement. Then the next 10 is send 10 messages. That could be the birthdays. Then the goal is to get in, be good, be brief, be gone. And the reason I say this is because sometimes we might overthink what to say. You repeat the process on Instagram. On Instagram, you can go down and you can find 10 posts that you want to comment on. Then you comment on 10 stories. Then you get in 10 DMs. Do not be afraid to comment on people's DMs that you don't know. Not DMs, posts that you don't know. Don't be afraid. If I see it, I like it, I'm going to comment on the post. There's nothing wrong. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to have a certain bank account. Go comment on Kanye West whenever he decides he wants to post something. Who knows? The most brilliant thing I've seen was paying $7 million for an ad only to make $20,000. I'm like, this guy's like the Mad Hatter. How does he do it? Repeat the process on LinkedIn. So it's not just a one-stop shop. Go to LinkedIn. Put the same thing on LinkedIn. Comment on 10 posts that you see. Comment on 10 people. Get in the DMs. Post when you want, but don't be the stuffy realtor. Listen, if you're not constantly in a suit, in a tie, in the fancy shoes, don't show up like that, because then they're gonna see you in the grocery store with your hat and your t-shirt and your shorts, and you're gonna be trying to run out the store with the cart and get caught for stealing groceries because you're trying to get away. Be authentic. That means if you're going grocery shopping, take them with you if that's your thing. It might not be, and if it's not, that's okay. But guess what? Whether people say it or not, they on these phones. They are watching you. Half the people that reach out to me, I forgot they existed. Some of them, I feel bad. One said, you tried to help me 11 years ago buy a house. I'm like, ma'am, don't do that. I'm not that old. And she said, we wasn't ready back then, but we ready now. Do you remember me? And she reached out to me on Instagram. So think about that, because I don't post about real estate all the time. I try to be personable. And then go live, use reels, be relatable. Be relatable. People want to work with someone who they know, like, and trust, and they will refer people if they know that you're good people to work with. If all they see is someone who pretends to be something they're not, they're going to be like, nah, I don't know any realtors. You working with a realtor? Or why don't you go on this platform and find a realtor? No, the goal is for you to get referrals and to get people coming back to you. And they'll come back if they know you treated them like a person and not like you just got a commission off of their transaction. Then the next step is mail. People are afraid to send mail. Why? I challenge my agents, and then I went soft on them for the month of February. March, we going hard. 3 cards a week. That's it. All you had to do was write 3 note cards a week to 3 different people who have made an impact on you. It wasn't about real estate. It was just thanking them. And I kid you not, one of my agents did it. And this is the message that he sent me. He says, hey, coach, this is the message he got. I don't know if you can see this, but this is somebody who wants to list their house. That's the picture of the card that he sent them, handwritten note card. And my response was, first, awesome. Second, nice handwriting. I'm so proud of you taking the next step to elevate your business. And the person, he took a screenshot of the person sent him an email. Now, this is coming from somebody who he said, yes, I guess the little card note thing is working or whatever. He trying to be sarcastic because I've been telling him for years to do it, but that's what he sent. He sent the handwritten note card, and the response was, this brightened up my day. Thank you for your kindness. And this is the owner of a, not an owner, but she's on the board of a nonprofit that now wants him to come in and work with them. It works. Connect with your title company, get information about the town and share it. Most of these title companies will spend money on these resources. Mine's created an entire relocation packet. It is massive. Now I have to email it to people. But it is a relocation packet to help people understand Texas taxes. We have muds, we have pigs, we got coyotes. I mean, we have everything that people need to know about. Quarterly gifts mailed. I use a system called Client Giant because then I don't have to do anything. It's set it and forget it. When I close a client, they go on Client Giant. It's $100 for the year. They get 4 gifts for the year. They make it look like it came from me. You just sold the house. That goes back into reinvesting in your business. One of the clients that I sent it to, she posted it on her social media and said, oh my gosh, we love our realtor. She still remembers us. I didn't ask her to post it. She posted it. The next call, it was probably like 2 months later. Hey, you were working with Felicia and I saw, she mentioned that you were real. I would love to help you because Felicia bought at what, 1.9 million? Felicia associates with people who like luxury houses. Come on, Felicia, what you got? Don't go nowhere, girl. Come here. I love my Felicia. Quarterly home snapshots, a quick CMA. It is just an update to say, here's your neighborhood. Here's what has gone active in your neighborhood. Here's what has gone under contract, and here's what's sold. Don't let them go to Google to figure that out. You be the source. And then birthdays and anniversaries and special occasion cards. If you see someone, I had one client, her dog passed away. And I took a picture from her social media. I put it on the cover of that card. And on the inside of the card, I wrote her a poem. And then I mailed it. I didn't expect anything in return. I didn't even care if she said thank you. I just wanted her to know I was thinking of her. If my name is mentioned if real estate is mentioned in any Facebook group, my name goes with it. I didn't ask her for that, but I was intentional about thinking about her. The next one is email. Ricky Caruth, I believe y'all have him on. He grew his business to over 100 closings a year just by sending out a weekly email. And it was nothing special. I want you to think Nordstrom's and Neiman Marcus. When they get to sending y'all emails, they don't ask you, hey, Carlin, do you mind if I send you an email? Girl, no, it's in your inbox, whether you wanted it or not. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to buy now or wait for that anniversary sale like we should be doing. And then layer it. So I don't send out yet. Do we have canned emails? Yes. Am I sending out a canned email? No. My emails are layered. Personal, stuff about the city, real estate, fun, personal. That's how people get to know you. I had to travel like 6 hours. I drive and I teach all over the state. I teach all over. I might be in California to teach. I teach all over the US because I'm certified to do it nationally. And I was driving about 6 hours away and I hit something. And my husband's like, why every time you drive, you hit something? Because it was in the road. I didn't intend to hit it. But that taught me a lesson to come back and share with my clients. How many of you are prepared for an accident? An accident, you don't put on your calendar, I'm going to have an accident on Thursday at 3. I think that sounds good. No, it happened. So that's what brought about the wealth class. The wealth series was about planning. A will and a trust are not the same thing. And I had so many people come who said, I didn't know that. So it helped them prepare for the next step and how to use real estate as a catalyst. Always come from contribution. Events, that's my jam. Past client events, I pick up new people at every past client event. Why? Because I'm doing past client events at places that are populated. Bowling alleys, movie theaters. At one point, Cinemark was letting you rent out an entire movie theater for $250. Did not include food, but you could bring people for $250. Again, I partner with my business professionals. I close deals with you. Let's do this. Let's host a party. Classes, movies. Right now, I have a group. I just got to show you. I got a fitness group with my my people. And this is the group. There are 26 people in that group right now. I'm not leading the group. I went to one of my friends who's a trainer and I said, hey, EJ, this is an opportunity for you. Do you want it? He took it. I said, okay, how much do I have to pay you? He said, Shelyna, I'm doing this to help you. Oh, come on now. That's what I'm talking about. For 13 weeks, every Saturday, he's going to lead this group. What can you do virtually? When COVID struck, we did virtual stuff. We did a virtual cooking class. We emailed everybody the cooking list. I got connected with a chef in Houston, which is like 4 hours away from me. And she emailed out the grocery list. They had to order their own stuff. She came on Zoom. We got on Zoom. She led the cooking class. Teach a specialty class, ceramics. I have a friend who owns a ceramic company. She teaches people how to do ceramics. Partner with other businesses. Help. And what do you want to participate in? And host a house party. Everybody loves a good house party. Lastly, take people to coffee. 2 people every week to catch up. Ask to be introduced to their business associates. Sometimes we don't have because we don't ask. When I started getting into public speaking, I wouldn't ask to be paid. I would just go and do it. Then one day somebody said, how come you don't give us your budget? I was like, I don't know, because I just do it because I love to. And they were like, well, here. And when I looked at what they paid me, and I was like, oh, you mean to tell me that this is what I was missing out on? And yeah, you don't get because you don't ask. Lesson learned. You have to ask people. Who do you know that I need to know? Send a thank you card after having coffee and save money when you go get coffee. Order water. Here's what I do. When you go to Starbucks, because Starbucks act like we all millionaires. And don't be judging me because of my Starbucks cup. Because what had happened was I had points because I had spent too much money. And I went to Vegas to teach a class. And I was like, oh, this is cute. Let me get the cup. And I had all these points. So what had happened was I've learned you get a cup of water and you ask them, what can I get you? You order that in a small, because otherwise they get these grande ventis, they get the coffee this size and $32 later, you having a conversation with somebody over a huge cup of coffee. Oh, I thought I was done. Lastly, VIP program. I just want to tell you, get this book. It's called Perk Your Sphere. And it is a great resource. And they have a Facebook group also, Perk Your Sphere. When you go to the group and you attempt to join and they ask you, have you read the book? Yes, you've read the book. It's a small book, doesn't cost a lot. It's an awesome resource. Create a system. Make sure you reach out to people and be consistent. What in the world? I thought we was done. Lord have mercy. We should have been done. Y'all, it's coming. It's coming. Okay. It's here. There it is. I'm like, where did it go? So that was all that I had for you. And I just wanted to share my experience on how I stay connected with people in order to help them make decisions in the future. And it's not about who you know, it's also about who they know. So ask for the connection. I want to pause, stop here, and I want to thank you. As you can see, there's a lot more to this. I actually had to hide some slides because typically when I do this, it's about two hours to go through everything, but there's a lot. So I want to ask, does anybody have any questions, any thoughts? I want to see Jeanette inside of these schools. Questions, comments, thoughts. Give me some feedback. What y'all think? All
I thought
right.
that was absolutely fantastic.
Silence is golden.
I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I was laughing literally the entire time. I was laughing.
I'm probably still tired. I'm
My
sorry.
butt off. I think that this was a great, valuable resource for anyone that is looking to, one, expand their referral network, two, really, really make an impact on the people that you do business with. And there's nothing else you could ask for more than that. Because if you're in the business of real estate, I've heard so many people say that you're in the business of working with people. And
Yeah.
so that's always incredibly, incredibly important. And if anyone has any questions, I want to make sure that we get time to that. But I just wanted to say that really quick because I love
Yes.
listening to Shelyna talk.
Oh, thank you. It is always my pleasure. And what I did is, because I do want to be respectful of y'all's time, I put my number in the chat. You can always text me. Calling is dangerous because I do a lot of teaching. But if you text me and say, hey, can you tell me what you meant by X, Y, and Z? I'm more than happy to go into detail and explain. I can't send the slides out, but I can go further into detail and give you more information on anything that you were looking for. So I appreciate you all. I know it's probably beautiful out there. Look, you came to Dallas at the right time. It was 90 degrees yesterday.
I know. I was sweating on my way to get my lunchtime poke bowl. So
Like, it's February. And then today it looked like it's about to be a thunderstorm. I'm like, this